The office party was supposed to be light, fun, and drama-free. But somehow I always managed to get caught in the middle of things. The music was soft, people were laughing over small talk, and I was just trying to blend in. My boyfriend, Daniel, had insisted I come so he could finally show me off, but he had been tense ever since we walked in. Something felt off, but I ignored it at first. Halfway through the evening, his boss, Mr. Carter, approached us. He was known for being direct, sometimes borderline rude, but I'd never seen him target Daniel before. They exchanged a few harmless comments until suddenly the conversation shifted. Mr. Carter questioned a decision Daniel had made at work. It seemed casual, but I saw Daniel stiffen. He didn't like being challenged, especially not in front of me. When Daniel tried to defend himself, the tone escalated. A small circle of co-workers gathered, pretending not to listen, but totally invested. Mr. Carter calmly explained why Daniel's strategy had been flawed. I silently agreed his boss had a point, and I thought supporting the correct side would diffuse things. So I gently nodded and added, I actually think what he's saying makes sense. The moment the words left my mouth, Daniel's eyes snapped toward me. His expression shifted from surprise to something darker. He felt betrayed. I could tell. He didn't expect me to back his boss during an argument, especially not publicly. But I didn't think it was a big deal. I was only trying to help. Instead of calming down, Daniel stepped closer to me, his jaw tight, and whispered, Really? You're taking his side. I tried to explain that I wasn't choosing sides, just trying to be reasonable. But he wasn't listening. His pride had been hit, and my comment had made it worse. I could feel tension radiating off him like heat. Then it happened. Daniel suddenly pushed his chair back, stood up sharply, and the entire group turned. He raised his voice at me, something he had never done in public before. Next time you think you're smarter, keep it to yourself, he snapped. The room went quiet. Conversations froze mid-sentence. I felt every pair of eyes on me as the humiliation washed over me. I stepped back, stunned. Not because he disagreed with me, but because he had publicly tried to belittle me. I swallowed the sharp sting of embarrassment. Even Mr. Carter looked uncomfortable and quickly muttered that it wasn't that serious. But Daniel wasn't finished. He was determined to make a point. He grabbed his drink, threw it back, and stormed off toward the balcony. I stood there, trying to gather myself while everyone awkwardly pretended the moment hadn't happened. A coworker gently asked if I was okay. I nodded, though my throat was tight. I knew Daniel's pride could be intense, but this was something else. He had chosen his ego over respect, and he didn't care who saw it. After a few minutes, I stepped outside to find him. He leaned on the railing, staring at the city lights like they were the ones who had offended him. When he heard my footsteps, he didn't turn. You embarrassed me, he said flatly. I told him he had embarrassed himself. The silence that followed said everything. He finally turned to look at me, and for the first time all night, I saw the insecurity behind his anger. He muttered an apology, but it felt forced and shaky. I realized then that this wasn't just about an argument. It was about control, about how easily he could flip when he felt threatened. And I couldn't ignore that anymore. Inside, the party continued as if nothing had occurred. But something inside me had shifted. I didn't raise my voice or lecture him. I simply told him I was leaving, and that I needed space too. Think about what his reaction said about our relationship. He tried to stop me, but I walked away anyway, leaving him standing on the balcony, alone with the consequences he created. That night, as I stepped into the cold air outside the building, I felt something unexpected, not sadness, not anger, but relief. For the first time, I realized that agreeing with the truth shouldn't make someone punish me, and anyone who reacted like he did was not someone I needed by my side.